New tonight, we're hearing from the new leadership at St. Mary's Home for Children. As we've reported, they're working to implement changes after the Rhode Island Office of the Child Advocate released a scathing report revealing significant safety and management concerns. 12 News reporter Lauren Brill sat down with the interim CEO and brings us more on what he's done so far to turn things around. Lauren?
Well, Shannon, after a month on the job, Dr. Charles Montorio-Archer feels significant progress has been made, improving both the care of children at St. Mary's and the overall state of this facility. St. Mary's still looking to expand its facility after a harsh report released by the Office of the Child Advocate revealed neglect, abuse, and serious safety concerns.
It's something that had already been finalized and determined before I arrived a month ago.
Interim CEO Dr. Charles Montorio-Archer and the Rhode Island Department of Children, Youth and Families say that they will continue with this project, which would add 12 beds to the residential psychiatric facility in North Providence. But it will not be completed until the facility has met the correct standards. DCYF has paused new admissions into the facility since November of last year, and there's no plans as of right now to lift this.
I don't think an organization who's not ready should take kids when they're not ready. However, we're putting things in place to ensure in the spring of 2025 that we will be.
12 News previously spoke with some concerned neighbors who say there's been a history of children leaving the facility and wandering into their neighborhood. Dr. Charles tells me they want to educate the public and build trust that this will not be the norm.
So I can't sit here and say that we will never be having another incident, but what I can tell you is they have decreased since we have put new leadership in the organization.
He tells me they're working on training staff and upgrading facilities to make it feel more like a home and putting new safety measures in place.
So that way, they don't release immediately. We're ensuring that there's always enough staff to ensure that we are in ratio. And we're also looking at cameras and other things that we can do within parameters.
And while this is an interim role, Dr. Charles emphasizes he will be here as long as he is needed.
We're rebuilding, but in all essence, we're building a whole new organization from the ground up.
Now, I'm told St. Mary's response to the Office of the Child Advocate report will be released in early March. Live in studio, Lauren Brill, 12 News.
Tonight, we've got an interview with the new leader of the North Providence Children's Home that's come under a lot of scrutiny.
12 News reporter Lauren Brill spoke one-on-one with St. Mary's interim CEO about what's being done to try to turn things around. Lauren?
Well, Kim, Shannon, after a month on the job, Dr. Charles Montorio-Archer feels significant progress has been made, improving both the care of children at St. Mary's and the overall state of this facility. New leadership at St. Mary's Home for Children working to bring change to the residential psychiatric treatment center.
We're rebuilding, but in all essence, we're building a whole new organization from the ground up.
Dr. Charles Montorio-Archer took over as the interim executive director on January 8th after longtime leader Carlene Casciano-McCann retired. The change in leadership came after the Office of the Child Advocate released a harsh report detailing abuse, neglect, and serious safety concerns following an 8-month-long investigation. Now, Dr. Charles is trying to implement the recommendations given by the OCA to ensure health and safety of the children, starting with the staff.
They want to see this be a different St. Mary's. Not that anything that is in the report is not worth the community being alarmed about, but this staff, this team is really committed to ensuring safety is always first, compliance is always second, and then good employee engagement is third.
Monitoring the team more closely, along with OCA and the Rhode Island Department of Children, Youth and Families, working on programming to ensure students are receiving the care they need.
There was obviously a deep cleaning that was done in the home. We're looking at buying new appliances and just making sure that the home feels like a home that you and I would want to live in.
As of right now, he is serving as the interim leader, but tells me he will be here as long as he is needed, and he is confident in the other new leadership appointed, including the new chief operating officer.
I'm here to ensure that the shifts happen. I'm here to ensure that the executive leadership have different expectations, but it's really been a shift of not just the culture, but the attitude of all the people here as well.
Now, I'm told the response to the OCA report will be released in early March. Live in studio, Lauren Brill, 12 News.